How many times do you brush your teeth a day?
Twice, like normal.
That's so great.
Welcome to the Boom Clap podcast where culture and conviction collide. I'm Rita Rogers.
And I'm Cecily Dickey.
All right, I think this is one of the most important episodes I feel we've done. Like, I'm sitting here feeling like we needed to prepare a little bit more and things before this one because we're going to record with our kids today. And we've got a 2-year-old that wants the mic right now. So we probably better get into it with him.
Two.
All right. One thing I want to clarify, I have never shared my kids' names on social media. I was one of those weirdos that didn't share any pictures of my kids, like when I first had kids for like 8 years.
It's not weird.
I was cautious about it before it was a thing to be cautious about. And so when I did start sharing, I never shared names, especially the little ones. And so I'm not going to refer to their names today, and it might seem weird to y'all, but it's just something that I might wish I had, but if I do, I don't want to, if I did, I could regret it, and that would be worse. So anyway. All right. So let's start in with you, Bubs. How old are you? 2. We're just going to ask you one question. What do you like about living on a farm? Can you tell them what you like about living on a farm? Well, clearly you like mechanics of things. Okay, leave this alone. Leave the mic alone and tell them, can you look up there at Cecily?
Hey, bud.
Maybe you need to ask him.
Hey, what do you like about living on a farm? What's your favorite thing on the farm? What do you think? Do you like the tractor?
Your dad? What do you do with your dad on the farm? You might sit up here with me. What do you do with your dad on the farm?
Daddy, help Daddy.
Oh, you help Daddy. You're such a good helper.
With the tractors?
Help Daddy.
In the tractor?
Yeah.
That's so good. I don't know what he'd do without your help.
Yes.
Yes.
That was Jesus.
What?
Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's good. He's preaching already.
All right. Is that all you have to say? There's a light in there. Yes, there is.
Good job, buddy. You did so good.
Okay, you want to go play with tractors now, Sissy? Tell everybody bye-bye.
He's not going to want to leave the microphone. See you later.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, while he's exiting, I'll start talking with Walker. So this is Walker. He's my middle son. How old are you, Walker?
I'm 11.
Walker is 11 years old, and he's not a real big fan of like public speaking or having to do stuff like that. So he's agreed to answer one question just because he loves me. Walker, what is some of your favorite things about your dad?
He plays with me a lot.
Yeah, he plays with you a lot. What are some of your favorite things? Basketball, baseball. You like mowing the lawn, basically anything. Yeah. Likes to do like outdoor farm things, right? Yeah. Thank you. He's like, I'm out of here. Okay. So we asked you guys on Instagram, what questions would you ask our kids if you got the opportunity? And we got some great questions. We also asked like some of our own personal friends. We asked Andy, our editor, for some questions like, what would you ask our kids? And this is an episode I've been looking forward to doing for a long time because I thought it would be fun to talk to our kids, but also with talking to our kids comes like a little bit of trepidation. It's like, what are you going to say? So I'm very, very excited about this episode, but just a little bit nervous. So this is my daughter, and I have shared their names on social media already. So I will just say them. This is Emmy. How old are you?
9.
Emmy is 9.
I'm 11. Yeah. She said, 11. You should introduce me as your youngest daughter. She was the youngest child for a lot of years. And so she's moved into the middle child role. And we feel that maybe she was already or
She was
always
meant to be.
in that role.
Yeah. That's great. Okay. So why don't you start by asking your youngest daughter some questions? But
All right. So what is your favorite book or book series? And why?
I like the Heartwood Hotel series and the Penderwick series.
Those are your favorites?
Yes.
Why do you like them so much?
I like the Penderwick series because it's like a comedy. It's really funny. And the Heartwood Hotel is I just like it.
that's great. You know what? I'm going to ask Emmy what her favorite book series is right now.
Heartwood Hotel.
Heartwood Hotel.
Really?
And why do you like
have
it?
you read it?
Oh, I think just once you've gone through it, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the critters. I like the critter books and stuff.
Yeah. Books with like cute little creatures, because when you were younger, and you still like them now,
Yes.
what did you like before?
Sophie Mouse. I read one every night.
The Sophie Mouse series. Also very
Have
cute.
you read that? No.
You'd probably still like it. It's very cute.
I bet she
I
would.
read a book every night. They're so short.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Got another one?
If you could travel to any moment in history, when or where would you go?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Is there anything that really interests you history-wise?
No.
You just told me before we came on. I hope you don't ask about school because I don't really have a favorite subject. But if I had to say one, I'd say history. So
My favorite place.
don't have a favorite place or time? No. Okay. Fair enough.
Okay. All right. What about you, Emmy? Because my kids saw the list of questions, and that was one that interested you.
Yeah.
So what would you pick?
When Jesus was being born and the angels were singing in the field and the shepherds.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a good one.
that would be pretty cool. And that's not one that I would have thought of.
Me
But
neither.
that would be a really cool experience to see like the sky like filled with
Amazing
angels and to hear what they would sound like singing. Be pretty cool. Okay, what's next for yours?
What's the favorite thing you've done in 4-H?
I like showing pigs and baking for 4-H. And
Baking's your favorite, isn't it?
yeah.
You're a good baker. She just made some new lemon cookies the other night that were amazing. Super
that
huge
sounds
hit.
good. Well, we don't do 4-H. So I'm going to ask Emmy a 2-part question. What's your favorite thing about being homeschooled? And if you have your own kids, would you homeschool them?
I would homeschool them, and I do prefer homeschooling.
You prefer homeschooling?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You've been homeschooled your whole life. So how do you know you prefer it? So what do you like about it, I guess?
Spending more time with my family.
Mm-hmm.
And I like we can do a bunch of subjects and I don't know, like things on the computer about history and stuff. Like, yeah, so I don't know really.
That's good. What's your favorite thing that we've learned this year?
I like our government unit.
You do?
Yeah.
I didn't really think so because
It's
of
easy.
it's easy. It is an easier one. We decided to do a unit study on the Canadian government because we were having an election, so it seemed to go really well. And it did. Like we all learned. But it was just like, the content is a little bit drier because it's government, but the work was shorter. So yeah, I guess that's what she likes about it. It was a little bit less work.
That was the next question I had on my list for you too. If you have your own children, would you homeschool them and why?
Yes, because I went to a different school before and I didn't get to do as much stuff that I could, like any of my hobbies as much. Like I have more time to do stuff that I really like.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. Yeah. I like spending time with you.
Yeah, I like spending time with my family too.
Sweet. Let's see. Emmy had lots of questions she was interested in. What is a chore that you like the most?
Is snuggling the baby goat's a chore?
Snuggling the baby goats. It was one day because they're brand new and tiny right now. And what are we trying to protect them from?
Eagles. I babysit them. So that's a chore counts.
Yes. And so when the mama goat went outside for a while to graze some grass, Emmy babysat the baby goats to make sure the eagles wouldn't come and grab them.
That's a great chore. Baby goats.
That's a good chore. What's a terrible chore?
Taking out the compost.
Taking out the compost. Yeah, I don't like doing that either.
What about you?
My favorite chore?
Yeah.
Baking meals for my family.
Ooh.
She's a
That's
good
a nice one for you to like. That's good for your family.
You cook a meal once a week now, don't you?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. You do good at it too. We all like when you cook. What's one that you don't like?
Folding laundry.
Folding laundry. I think you're going to say dishes.
Oh, I don't like dishes either.
It never fails. Washes the dishes and Levi will come home and be like, I can tell who washed the dishes. Washed.
It's so true. I can
don't
always
like folding
tell
laundry.
too.
I do not like folding laundry.
It's funny because I asked Walker this question last night. I said, what's your favorite chore? And he said basically anything outside. He listed off this long list of chores of things he loves to do outside. And I said, what's your least favorite chore? And he says his only answer was anything inside. But that's true. It's just not near as fun doing the inside chores a lot of the time.
Yep. All right. What is something that you're curious about in the world right now? Not sure?
No.
Okay.
Do you want to do that one or do you want to do a different one? What about your favorite quality about your mom or dad? Or mom and dad? If you got to pick one for each of us.
They both love me.
Mm-hmm. That's a good quality to have in a parent. That's good. Do you have an answer for anything you're curious about in the world right now?
Going to public school.
Oh, you're curious about going? Like you want to give it a try or you just wonder what it's like?
Yeah, I just wonder what it's like. I don't want to go. I just wonder what it's like.
Yeah, what do you think it's like?
Busy.
Busy, like lots of people?
Strange.
Strange, only because it's something you're not used to?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
A good answer.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite quality about your mom or your dad? Both.
They take time off for us. You help me do stuff I like. Yeah.
Yeah, your dad does take a lot of time to do things for you, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's good.
That's sweet. Okay. Emmy, what about your parents' relationship with Jesus makes you want your own?
I don't know. They seem really nice and they seem like they really love Jesus, and that makes me want to love Jesus too.
Cool.
That's sweet. How about that one for you?
For them, it makes them really happy, and I kind of want to have a life like them.
That's sweet.
That's good.
That's a good answer. All right. Okay, we did favorite quality about mom and dad. What's a thing that you do that drives your mom crazy?
I don't know. Maybe like not cleaning up my messes.
That does drive me crazy. Not cleaning up messes. Often we are. She's my very creative one. She is very creative and loves to make things and build, and I love that about you. But also, sometimes, like, we got to clean up the last task or the last creative mess before we move on to another one.
That's like my urinal for my room.
Yes. I was going to say, this sounds a lot like someone else I know.
No.
She's always doing some sort of project, but she never cleans up the other project first. Her room is like, she went through a period of like 2 months where she kept her room like so clean. And I was like,
No.
Yes. And I was like, this is amazing. This is the new normal. She really wants a clean room. And then since then, It's just like a creative bomb again, which is great. Again, I love that about her.
You're saying I wasn't creative for about 2 months?
No, you were still creative. You just like kept a lid on it a bit.
How?
I don't know. You cleaned up after yourself.
I think I didn't do anything in that period of time to keep my room clean.
Maybe you did nothing. I don't know. But it was nice having a clean room. But yeah, she's definitely likes to leave a mess. So what's one thing you do that you think drives me crazy besides the mess? Because we already established that.
Letting sit in the house.
Letting sit in the house. Yes. Because then I'm always the bad guy who has to put him back outside. And it's not very nice.
It's our cat, Sid.
Yeah, our cat. Well, people on Instagram would be familiar with Sid. He's actually really popular there. So
he got stuck in a shirt sleeve once.
Yeah, he's a fun guy.
I think if we had our own room, that would make things a little easier. But we're constantly making messes in the office, which
she does that too. Her room it's not contained to her room. It's just it's room plus everywhere else in the house. Right? And the yard, including the yard also. It's amazing.
That's the boys.
And you.
No.
Okay, let's not fight about it.
All right. Let's see. What does a perfect day with your family look like? Like if we could do anything, like what's your most fun day you've had with us?
I like going to Turkey Run with you.
That's exactly what I thought you might say.
And having family game night. Baking with my family.
Yeah. Baking is a common theme for you. Turkey Run is a state park that's close to us. It's beautiful. Like we live in flatlands, so there is no hill, not even like a slight incline. And we go over, drive 45 minutes and there's these beautiful caverns and like super huge hills to climb and things. And it's just beautiful. So that's a really fun thing that we like to do when we get a rain day or something in the spring and then it's nice the next day or something. So
that does sound fun. What about you, Em? What are your favorite things to do as a family?
I like going to the mall with you.
You like going to the mall with me? How often do we do that?
Never.
Like, I was going to say once every 2 years.
Take her to the mall.
What's that?
So now you're going to have to take her to the mall.
Maybe for her birthday.
I was going to say your birthday's coming up.
Yeah. Anything else though that we do as a family?
I like going bowling.
Oh yeah.
Everybody.
We've done that a couple times, gone bowling. That's fun.
That's fun. Yes, it is.
All right. Do you got more for
what's
her?
What's your favorite family tradition?
I like baking cinnamon rolls for Christmas and I have a lot of traditions I like.
You can name a few.
We make pizza every Friday and what are the traditions?
What's your favorite thing about making pizza on Friday though? It's not the pizza, right? Making the pizza is fun, but
after we make pizza, we have a movie night with our family.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were going to say the music. Like we always put music on.
We put music on when we make pizza.
That's fun.
Always a lot of dancing from this one. It's super fun. She'll start dancing and then Levi will come in. She's like embarrassed.
That's so great though. Because no matter how crappy a week can be, and they can be crappy, right? Just to know that you have that thing that everyone knows is coming that you can look forward to. I think that's a really good thing.
It is.
What about you, Emmy? Any favorite family traditions?
I like Easter with our cousins and our grandma and Paka.
Mm-hmm. That is always a really fun day. Anything else?
I like Christmas with our grandma and Paka and cousins.
Pretty much anything to do with your cousins, hey?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, when you think about the world you're growing up in, what do you think is going to be the hardest part as you grow into an adult?
Dealing with technology and stuff.
Yeah, that's hard for me.
On so many levels.
Yeah. It's hard for us, and it's probably going to get harder. Favorite story or part of the Bible?
I like the story of Joseph going to Egypt and Esther.
Mm-hmm. I do like the story of Joseph going to Egypt. That's one of my favorites.
That's one of my favorites too.
And then one skill you're learning that makes you excited.
I don't know, baking, art.
Baking.
I like a lot of things.
Yeah. You want to have a bakery, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, that's been a dream for a
cool.
very long time. Be a baker. So
That's
we're
awesome.
on our way.
Okay, is that it that she wanted? Okay,
Yeah.
so Emmy pointed to 2 more questions that she wants as well. She would like to answer, what is her favorite story or part of the Bible?
I like the Easter story.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what are the best and worst parts of living on a farm?
Baby goats are the best part.
Mm-hmm.
Chickens are the worst part.
Chickens are what about them? Just everything?
They're creepy.
She takes after me. She's a lot braver with chickens than I am, but she still takes after me.
Now you have something to add, don't you?
Well, I like using my dad's scrap wood and building stuff.
Yeah, that's a good part of living on the farm. Lots of things laying around to build with. You probably like that too, don't you?
She doesn't like really build with like farm stuff or outdoor stuff, like what we have on hand for the farm. She's like super into crocheting and drawing and that like inside creativity.
Once I used my Nerf gun pellet, I made it into a leopard face.
Yes. Yeah.
I cut it apart.
She's done lots of very interesting things. There's a lot of things you've done. Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Well, thank you so much, girls.
Thank you. That was fun.
Guys might have been our best guests so far.
I think so. Yeah.
Since we're recording with our kids today, we could not have a more perfect sponsor. Kids Bible Stories Podcast is a short story podcast with stories from the Bible to engage your kids in the Bible and help them learn about Jesus. We listened to this all the time when you guys were little, didn't we?
Yes. It's very engaging. It's a fun way to learn about Jesus. It has very good sound effects.
Yeah, the sound effects are really fun. I know you like that. We even have a pretty fun family story that you guys like to remind me of, don't we?
Yeah, on the way to school once, we accidentally ran off into the ditch and were stuck. So we listened to it until my dad came and picked us up.
Yeah, pulled us out. Yeah, it was snowing, and the kids like to remind me of that. But Kids Bible Stories kept us entertained and in a lovely way helped us learn more about the Bible as we waited on help. So Kids Bible Stories, if you are watching today, you can see it's the pretty blue background with the fish and animals and whale. We love this podcast. If you have grandkids, if you have little kids, this is great to listen to. Like we talked about in the car or before bedtime, they're really short, engaging, as we said, stories. You can go to the link in our show notes and check out Kids Bible Stories.
All right. So now we have our older babies on. This is Weston. Weston, how old are you?
13.
13.
How old are you?
14.
So
Yeah,
they're born the
it's hard
same
to
year,
believe.
just at opposite ends of the year, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So Weston will be 14 later. He doesn't
your
have
birthday's
my arm
November?
around him. What?
November birthday?
October.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, February and October then. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so let's do this. I was excited to hear all the kids, but something about the oldest is just a little bit, I just am curious to hear what the oldest kids have to say. So, Weston, let's start with a very simple one. And this was submitted by Andy, our editor, his son. And the question is, what is your favorite weapon?
That's a good question. Nothing nuclear, I don't think.
It's a good starting point.
Yeah, bows, spear guns, nunchucks, they're all just for show.
Mm-hmm.
They could slow you down.
Yeah.
Not a rifle, something a little bit more powerful. Maybe like a machine gun.
Okay.
I like machine guns.
Yes. Hopefully you never have to use one, but all right.
Did you get your comedy prepared? That's what I want to know.
Huh?
Oh, this will just be, he's always ready for that, apparently. Whether or not people find it funny is the other question.
They always do.
It'll be great. All right. What is your favorite book or book series and why?
My favorite book series is probably Anne of Green Gables. I I don't know. It's just a really engaging series. Favorite book is probably To Kill a Mockingbird.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
you just read that one.
Yeah, I just finished
So that
it.
moved up to the top of the list.
Yeah, I don't know why I like it so much, but it's just, again, another really engaging story.
What was the one that I was talking to you about that used to be your favorite that you read like 5 times?
Oh, it was a Holocaust book. It was, Devil's Arithmetic, I think.
The Devil's Arithmetic.
Yeah. That one's also a really good one.
Okay. Any recommendations, book recommendations outside of that?
I don't really have any off the top of my head.
Okay.
Okay. We may as well ask you the same question because I know you'll have an answer for that. Actually, you did read To Kill a Mockingbird, right?
Yeah.
A couple years ago. And I remember when he finished it, he said it was his favorite book and that he liked books like that.
I was lying.
Then we found out later that he was lying and it's not. But I think he read it too young. And I think he needs to read it again. So what did you just want to feel really smart when you read it or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was suspicious. Anyway, but what is your favorite book series?
Probably right now, the Wing Feather Saga.
Mm-hmm. What do you like
I've
about
heard
it?
good things about that.
Yeah, same thing. I've heard that one was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Just it had a lot of Christian references in it. I like finding that out, and it had more action than most books.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
That's good.
So you'd recommend that? Anything else you'd recommend, or is that? If you can't remember, that's okay.
No, I can't remember.
Yeah.
All right. This one said, do you prefer homeschool or public school? Which you've never really been to public school, but you were in a Montessori Christian school before. So you were in a school where there were other children. So do you prefer homeschool or going to school? Are you interested in public school, I guess? And then pros or cons?
I really like homeschool. I think that's probably what I like, even though I haven't been to public school.
Why do you like it? Or why do you think that you prefer it?
I think I prefer it because I get to study things that I normally probably wouldn't get to study in like public school or something like that.
That's good. Can you give an example?
Well, what did we just study? We studied like the Supreme Court at co-op, and I get to study it at home. Logic and stuff too.
Yeah. Good answer.
That's good. Weston, the same question is on your list. Do you prefer homeschool or public school? Somewhat same scenario that you did go to private school for a couple years, but you were younger than she was when we stopped. So what do you think? What do you prefer?
I don't really remember much of private school. I do remember story time. I've heard lots of stories of public school. Homeschool sounds better. Yeah, I like homeschool.
Yeah. I mean, your dad is a public school teacher, so he comes home, and of course, the stories we hear are always like the dramatic ones, right?
Right.
You know, people don't come home and tell you necessarily all the wonderful things, but so we hear lots of the, oh my goodness, can you believe this happened type stuff. Yeah. So what do you like about homeschool?
Days are shorter.
Yeah. The days are shorter, which I think for our family has been very helpful. It's to the point, like, I can't imagine actually Walker, especially. I don't know what he would do in school for 7 hours. Like, I feel like that would be so hard on him. Every kid is so different. Whereas I feel like Weston and Emmy would do fine with it, but it wouldn't necessarily be their favorite way to spend their time. Am I right? So tagged onto that question, this person was wondering if we would go for sports in the future. So maybe they don't know if sports are accessible to homeschoolers. So what's been your experience with sports?
Well, my dad teaches at a public school. He's the coach of the high school's basketball team. I play on that, and I play on a towns league.
For baseball as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for our family, accessing sports has not been difficult at all. And I know we have homeschool friends who play for high schools or middle schools or elementary schools as well. Because you're technically allowed. It's just finding a school who's ready to acknowledge that you're allowed. So Yeah.
Yeah, this
been fine for
person
us.
asked the question is in Illinois, and there is trouble accessing sports in Illinois.
Really?
So, oh yeah, like they can't play sports at the school. It's school by school district. They get to decide, and so the closest place they can play school sports that are kind of normal school sports is about an hour drive for us one way. So
yeah, that's too bad.
it's really frustrating.
Like, people do think of Canada and BC in particular as being highly regulated, and it is. But at the same time, we've been super fortunate. We have so much freedom in everything that we do. So either we've ignored the regulations or they actually haven't affected us. So
I wouldn't really consider this a regulation because the homeschool portion is very free. This is more so just the public school system, there's some kind of rift between the homeschool and public school families. And there has been for a lot of years apparently in our area, and they just don't want the homeschool families in the system, I guess. It was brought up at the school board meeting again, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And I wasn't like really privy to the fact that it was getting brought up. So I didn't go and make a stink like I probably would have if I had known. I am prone to do. But it was not received well.
What?
So,
yeah. Okay.
But our girls do play, like my middle, she plays summer softball and things. There's summer programs, and you've aged out of that, but got to play softball for a lot of years, which was nice.
Yeah. So. Well, that's good. Okay. Might as well stick with homeschool for a second. What's your favorite curriculum?
What's that?
Like, yeah, we don't call it curriculum at home. We just call it whatever. Like, so we use like Gather Round, we learn math fast, we learn use Fix It Grammar. Those are all examples of curriculum.
Probably Gather Round, depending on the curriculum.
Depending on the unit, Gather Round. Yeah. So what unit did you enjoy this year? We've only done a couple, really.
The Bigfoot one. What was that called again?
Oh, Unsolved Mysteries?
Yeah, I like Bigfoot.
Yeah, there was one lesson.
That makes your homeschool sound like people that are listening that don't homeschool are like,
that's true, actually. Let me clarify.
Bigfoot.
Let me clarify.
I didn't enjoy the rest.
Okay, it was a 20 lesson unit. And actually we took a break from it around lesson 12 to go into Canadian government. But it was a 20 lesson unit all on unsolved mysteries. There was one lesson on Bigfoot, and Weston really enjoyed that. I think, though, your favorite unit that we've done was probably North American forest animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he enjoys hunting and outdoors, and so that was interesting for him.
Yeah, that sounds like a really fun one.
It was really good, actually, yeah. No one got bored with it.
We didn't gather around this year, and
We started, right?
I don't think this year we did, but I don't know. I kind of missed it. Those are really good, Weston. I do like Gather Around. I agree with you.
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing, curriculum-wise?
I really like doing Fix It Grammar.
Oh, yeah. Fix It Grammar, IEW, Andrew Pudwa, amazing.
They're really fun.
Yeah. What about Hillsdale? You seem to really like those.
Yeah, Hillsdale. Yeah, it's fun. I like their history courses.
Yeah. We do a lot of Hillsdale's free courses for our history, and they're excellent. I love them. Yeah.
Yeah. What was the one that we did that I really liked?
You like the communism one? Is that
it
the
was
one you're thinking of?
Marxism, communism, and socialism.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
I really like that one. That was
I was tempted to do one, like have Weston do it. I didn't know if the other two would be ready for that. But then we ended up doing Shanda Fulbright's worldview course instead. And I think you liked that, hey? Yeah. Yeah, that was good. Do you want to pick a question?
Sure. When you think about the world you're growing up in, what do you think is going to be the hardest part for you as you grow to be an adult?
That's kind of hard. I feel like growing up with like a lot of technology that maybe like you did not have when you were a kid, maybe like easier in some ways, but also harder. I can't really describe. Like
Easier how? Like easier for you to complete tasks or?
Yeah, and communication. Like, also, that would be a lot easier. But also, like, harder in a way that, like, everybody's so glued to it. Like, they have to have it.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good question. I'll ask you the same one. I don't see it on here, but what do you think will be hard about growing up?
Housing prices.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
And yeah, technology, because I really like funny reels.
So you mean like
I'm gonna get
finding
addicted.
self-control to not watch all the funny reels?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good question that links onto another one that someone had asked. What's it like growing up surrounded by social media? What would you say?
We don't really use social media for much besides sports watching and what do we? Oh, school.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't really know.
Yeah. So my kids don't have social media yet. They don't have phones. And I actually, when I saw that question, I was like, I wonder if they'll talk about, I wasn't sure what they'd say, to be honest with you. But as we started talking about it just as a family, it became clear to me, like Emmy was like, I don't really know what's on it. I'm kind of curious what's on it. I'm like, oh, I kind of thought you knew because like I'm on it, right? And they see me on it. But she actually has not a whole lot of knowledge about what's actually on social media. So that was interesting because it gave us opportunity to talk about it. And Weston is obviously older, so he sees things or finds things interesting and runs over to see what we're looking at. But yeah, for you guys at this point, for you and Walker and Dad, it's mainly about sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, no social media for me.
I know. When I saw it, I was like, well, the first question is, do you feel like you're surrounded by social
exactly.
media? You know?
I'd say yes, in some ways. Like, my friends maybe like have social media and stuff, but like I don't have social media and like I don't see things on it or anything
Yeah.
like that.
I think we're pretty fortunate because I don't think your friends do have social media.
No.
I can't think of a single one that does.
I only have 2 friends, basically, so.
You have more friends that are in your life.
Yeah.
You just don't see all of them regularly because of the fact, like, we do homeschool and most of our homeschool friends live at least half an hour away. Mm-hmm. So we don't get opportunity to see them all the time. But you also have like local friends.
Yeah.
Olivia.
I guess that's maybe another question you can ask you is having friends who do you have, I mean, you have a little phone that you use like when you babysit and stuff for texting and things, and you text your grandma and things, but you don't have social media or really text your friends. Is that something that's really hard for you? Having friends that do have social media and are, you know, communicating in a different way?
I would say yes, because I sometimes not feel left out, but I feel like I don't know how to word that. Maybe like just not feeling as involved, like with things, but I don't know.
Yeah, it makes sense for sure. Yeah. And I think you feel that too, probably, even though it's not like a social media thing, it's more a distance thing. Mm-hmm. And like, you're not in school 5 days a week with your friends, right? So it is different.
Yeah.
That's one thing about homeschooling, that it's like, that's a pro or a con, right? Depending on how you look at it. Emmy actually had said when we were talking about it, she's like, she appreciates homeschooling because the friends she does have, it's like really good friendships. Not just like superficial, let's hang out together 5 days a week because we need each other. You know, it's, they're really good friendships. So that's a positive. Okay, let's see. What are the things your mom and dad have done that actually helped you understand what it means to love Jesus?
Lots of volunteer work, Dad especially. Mm-hmm. And they give
Tithes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they talk a lot about him, which makes me think they love him a lot.
Like at home?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so would you say that the way we live or talk about Jesus has impacted your own relationship with him or helped you to have a relationship?
Yeah.
For me, I see my parents like reading the Bible and stuff. and also like always having conversations about Jesus and stuff like that has also impacted my relationship. It's good.
Yeah, something that's really cool is that last summer, Rita's oldest and Weston were baptized like a week apart, right? It was a week apart.
Yeah.
Really, it was only a week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. And it wasn't anything that we discussed.
No.
You know,
It was a very cool time to hear that she was getting baptized and then you decided as well.
I think it was maybe the next,
right after.
Yeah.
yeah, just a few days later or something. It was very,
Yeah. It was really cool. And then, he was just saying that shortly after that, 2 of his other friends were also baptized last year. So it was a great year for kids around this age. So what do you think contributed to you making that decision?
Just I've been thought about it a lot for like a year, and then one day I just decided it's really all.
Yeah. God just put it on your heart.
Yeah.
That you were ready.
Mhm.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, same thing. I just like thought about it for a very long time, and then I just like one day said I was ready.
yeah, you just came out to me when I was making breakfast one Sunday and said, I think I'm ready to be baptized.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or I want to be baptized. It
It's
was
so
really
similar.
special.
yeah.
I cried.
Me too. It's just, it's similar. And I think it's so good that you guys did take so long to think about it, because it shows you understand the gravity of what it means to actually submit your life to Christ, right? And to make a conscious decision of it, and not just like, oh, hey, it seems what people are doing, let's do it. But like that you, both of you, thought about it for like a year. It was a constant part of your thoughts and you wrestled with it a little bit. And then to make that decision, it's really cool. Yes.
How about an easy one? What is your favorite family tradition?
Well, I don't know if that's kind of easy because we sort of do have like a lot of traditions.
Well, you can say a few favorites.
Well, on Christmas morning, we make homemade cinnamon rolls, and I love that. They're delicious.
I like that tradition too. I love our Christmas mornings.
Yes, they're
I love
amazing.
That's so good.
What else? I can't think of
I know you just said we have a lot of
I
traditions.
thought we did, but now I can't think of any.
Your sister said pizza night.
Oh, pizza, of course. Yeah, pizza night.
Yeah.
What else? I thought we had so many more.
We do have a lot of traditions. I don't know.
I can't think of them right now
either.
It's so hard to think of stuff on the spot doing stuff like this, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, Weston, I'll ask you the same question. What are your favorite family traditions?
Crepe night. That's like the only one we
Crepe
really
night.
have.
Yeah.
Crepe night fluctuates into pancake night or
Yes.
German pancake night. It's some sort of like breakfast for dinner situation. So you, on the nights you guys are doing pizza, we're doing
More Canadian.
apparently it's more Canadian. I don't know how, but
Say we're Canadian.
is pancakes a Canadian thing?
Pancakes?
What?
Flapjacks.
Flapjacks?
Oh, maybe it is, but we make pancakes all the time.
With 100% maple syrup, and we all know I like that. So
Yes, we only use
Canadian maple syrup. I'm sure I should have specified.
So you guys did get us into doing crepes every once in a while. That's not something I've never made, but over the last couple of years, the girls will request crepes. So
I love crepes.
Crepes with cream cheese. Yum. Yeah.
Quickly. Okay, you can pick a question for her because he's wandering away for just a second.
Okay, what is a family rule you disagree with?
Oh, yes.
I haven't thought about that. I don't know.
I can think of one that you argue with me about all the time.
Oh, I know what one you're thinking about. Is it the bedtime thing? Oh my goodness.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I disagree with having an early bedtime.
What do you consider early?
Anything before 9.
Yeah, but lately I haven't even been getting to bed at 9.
I know.
Yeah.
Rita's like, I am aware.
Well, we have a very small house, and to have any kind of quiet time, I'm just like, if you just get in bed and you can read for a while, But they also get up really early. I mean, you're up at 6 or so to feed your pigs, in the morning. So I'm like, to get adequate amount of sleep, you can't be going to bed at 10 or so at night. That's just not happening.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just, we're a teenager and think that we should stay up later.
I just saw her eyes go up like, oh my gosh, Mom. Yes, that's funny. And actually, I was saying to Weston earlier, I'm like, put a star beside the ones that you really want us to get to. And the family rule that he disagrees with is one he like scribbled a massive star beside. So what is the family rule that you disagree with?
Not being able to spend your own money if Mom doesn't approve.
So he makes his own money, which is great, right? But I am still his parent, and it is my job to guide him in wise decision making. So what's an example of something you would want to buy that I would say that's not a good idea?
Well, I'm doing this on Walker's part. He wants a skateboard and you won't let him.
Right. So Walker currently really wants a skateboard, and he doesn't make as much money as Weston. So it's more of a purchase for him. And I just said, wait 2 weeks. Think about it for 2 weeks. Make sure you still want it. Like, I feel that's very reasonable.
Oh, and brushing your teeth 2 times a day.
That's the sort of thing you shouldn't announce on a podcast. Did you hear what he said?
2 times a day.
Think about once every 2 days.
No. Okay. This is why you have parents, to tell you to do stuff like that until one day you decide not only should you brush your teeth at least twice a day, but you want to. You want to. You get to a certain age and you're like, I want.
agree with that one. I agree.
With me or him?
Yeah. Oh, no, definitely with you.
Okay. See that?
There's no common sense.
There's no common sense. Oh, boy.
Ask somebody who no longer has their teeth.
Exactly.
I hardly ever get cavities.
That's true, actually. He's had like 1 cavity or 2. Anyway,
3, I think.
Okay, so he's had more than any of my other kids, though. I think the others maybe not.
I've had 0.
Yeah, see, look at that. 0.
How many times do you brush your teeth a day?
Twice, like normal.
That's so great.
That's fantastic. That one, let's clip that for a quote. Twice, like normal people.
I thought you were
Okay.
going to request to spend your money on one of those weapons you announced earlier that your mom will let you buy.
So
She
currently, things on his to purchase list are ducks. I don't think it's a great idea right now. We have enough fowl on this property.
Not enough waterfowl.
Too much. So, and then you're always thinking it's a good idea to buy candy, and I'm never thinking that's a good idea. So anyway, any other family rules you disagree with?
Probably, but I can't think of them right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What is your favorite quality about your mom or your dad? And your dad.
I don't know. I really can't think of it now. You're smart. I think that's a good quality.
I'm glad you think I'm smart.
I think that I can't think of it.
It
right
seems like as you're growing up on the conversations and things, you like to have good conversations with us. And I think
definitely.
that's something that we engage with you with and you enjoy, right?
Yeah. I like your quality of explaining things that are going on in the world. Too.
Thanks.
That's awesome.
I like that you enjoy that stuff. Like, it's really fun this is one fun part of your kids growing up, is being able to have these conversations with them and then being like mini adults in that way. Like, we get to listen to podcasts on long drives, and she enjoys the same podcasts and things that I do.
Yep.
And that's really fun.
Yes, that's what I meant. Like, when the older 2 were about to come on for their portion, I'm like, I'm really excited for this because I knew it would be like a conversation, and that's great.
Yeah.
So Weston, what would you say? Favorite qualities about your mom and dad?
You cook good food.
Why, thank you.
That is a good quality.
Dad's fun to play with. What else are you good for?
Keeping you from getting
you're a
cat.
good conversationalist.
A good conversation. Okay, thank you. If you
You're
can,
nice looking.
Thank you. Okay, if you can't think of anything else, that's totally fine. I can see you're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to say? That's good.
Since we're recording with our kids today, I'm recording every bit of this with my daughters. We love Rocasa, all of us, don't we?
Yeah.
Everybody in our family loves Rocasa. They recently came out with a skincare line. It is so good. If you are kind of a crunchy-ish mom and you use natural products, sometimes your skincare can leave you wanting a little bit. But they came out with a super luxurious line. It feels so good. It feels like you're really just, it feels leveled up. They have a copper peptide serum. This is one of my favorites. I use this in the morning. It's blue. I'm doing these on video today, so if you're watching, you can see, but it's blue and it feels really smooth when you put it on your face. I love it. I use the vitamin C serum at night. Their packaging also is top notch. This would be a great Mother's Day gift. Frankincense oil, lovely. I also have this added perk that my eyebrows are growing in better. I'm not sure which product is doing it, but something is. The other thing is they have an anti-blemish line, which I really like. I use a spot treatment myself, actually, but you've been enjoying some of the products too, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been using the anti-blemish face serum, and it keeps your face moisturized but not feeling greasy.
Yeah, I've been trying to get her to use a lotion for a very long time, maybe like a year. And what do you always tell me?
No.
Yeah, because she doesn't like how it feels on her face. And so I got this for her, the anti-blemish face serum, and she tried it and she's been pleasantly surprised that it's really helped just not have any of that dry flakiness, but she doesn't feel greasy and she appreciates that. Also the anti-blemish clarifying wash both of my girls are using. So anyway, if you want to try out their skincare line or any of the Rocasa products, you can go to the link in our show notes or go to rocasaorganics.com and use the code BOOMCLAP to save 20% on your first order. What's one skill you're learning that makes you excited?
Probably watercoloring. I still feel like I'm definitely learning.
You are definitely learning, but it's really good. She's been making cards and watercoloring cards. You know this, Cecily, but she's been doing a really good job. It's super fun. Yeah. We no longer go buy $10 Hallmark cards, which we never really did. We hit up the dollar section because we're cheap like that. But you make our cards now for pretty much every occasion, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
That's so great.
What's your favorite thing to paint?
Favorite thing to paint?
Yeah, favorite, what's your favorite thing to draw on the cards? Or favorite card you've made?
I love drawing flowers.
Flowers?
Yeah, I love drawing flowers.
That's awesome. You don't like drawing anything, I'm pretty sure, right? Okay, so Stickmen, and even they're a little bit suspect. What does a perfect day with your family look like?
Going out for dinner and lunch.
Dinner and lunch. Wow.
And maybe hiking up Mount Shem.
Mm-hmm. We hike up Mount Shem, we might not have time to go out for dinner and lunch, but
we could jog up.
Sounds like a good day. I just don't know who's paying for it.
Perfect day would probably be when Weston said hiking, I'd say we like going hiking at Turkey Run a lot.
That's what your sister said.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. I figured that would be the favorite thing both of you would come up with. Yeah.
Huh.
I want to go to Turkey Run someday to see it.
You might not be impressed because you live in the mountains, but it is really pretty. Like there's caverns. There's this thing called the ice box, and it's just really, it's carved out and beautiful. It's really neat.
It sounds cool.
It's a lot of fun.
It's really neat for something just a few miles away over in Indiana.
Yeah.
When you live in the flatlands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. One more that Weston had started to do was, if you could meet anyone in the Bible apart from Jesus, who would it be and why?
King David.
Why?
Yeah, he just seemed like somebody who would be interesting to meet.
Yeah, just like his story, like
Yeah.
The whole story of it.
He'd be wise.
Wise, but also
Or maybe Solomon. He's really wise.
Solomon was wise, but I mean, he had his downfall too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, very interesting characters for sure.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to answer that one or not?
I don't know about that question. Maybe meeting someone who saw Jesus.
Yeah. It's a good thought
So,
for sure.
Yeah, just anyone.
Anyone.
Yeah. Your favorite story or part of the Bible?
Favorite story? I like the story of Ruth. I feel like she was very brave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's good.
She was.
Yeah.
Okay, so I asked you what your favorite, like, perfect family day would look like, but just in general, like, what are some things you just enjoy doing with your family to spend time together? Things that we actually do, not like going out for lunch and dinner in the same day.
I like going bowling.
Yeah, Emmy said that too.
Oh, yeah. And swimming in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good. The doggy paddle now.
Yeah.
I like going hunting with my dad, but not really anybody else.
No, he doesn't like to take anyone else hunting. Apparently they're not quiet enough. Anything else for you guys?
Well, what do we do?
What do we do?
Yeah, what do we do?
Well, we do a lot of 4-H. That's a lot of the stuff we're doing right now.
Yeah, you're right.
Somebody did ask, what is the favorite thing you've done in 4-H?
Favorite, project?
I guess, or just anything about 4-H that you really like, I suppose.
I really like what I sewed for 4-H last year. That was really good.
What'd you make?
I made a corduroy skirt and then a shirt to go with it.
Mm-hmm. It was really pretty on you. Mm-hmm. You're getting really good at sewing. What are you making this year?
And this year I'm making a dress that is pink.
Yeah.
With white flowers.
You got pigs in the barn for 4-H?
Yep.
Yeah.
I really like doing pigs.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That takes up a lot of our spring and early summer. So
yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I don't think we have any other ones on our list. I think we hit them all.
I think us too. Is there anything else that you want to say before we go?
How many people listen to this podcast?
A certain amount.
Oh.
He wants his name known far and wide, apparently. So nothing, no wisdom, parting wisdom for anyone?
Let me think. What was that quote?
Well, I guess, what's it like having a mom that does a podcast? What's that like for you?
I don't know. Feels the same as a regular mom, but
it's just all you know, right?
Yeah.
Because really, I am a regular mom. And each mom that's regular has something that's really special about them because God was like, oh, these children are for you. And he knows what's inside of us that our specific children need, right? So, yeah. What about for you? Having a
just
mom.
Just time watching my little brother. Yeah.
More time watching your little brother. Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear, but he is downstairs, I'm sure, getting terrorized by the middle one.
Oh, no, can't hear anything.
We both are good at watching him, but occasionally he has nightmares about her, I think.
About who?
About the middle one?
Yes, she's pretty good at tormenting. Pretty good at tormenting. Like I said, she was born to be the middle child.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Our middle child, you're not really the button presser, are you, Walker? They all can push buttons, but I'd say the littlest and the biggest are our button pressers.
What?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
The littlest.
Yeah, I don't know why. And then Walker is just the glue that holds the first and the third together.
Do you love him more?
No. I love you all equally.
On that note, this is our Mother's Day episode, right? So this is the episode that you all will be listening to as Mother's Day rolls out. So parenting is the biggest job I think any of us will ever do. It is super fun. It is wonderful. I'm so thankful to have these kids, but it's also really hard. It is really hard being a mom. And so I don't know, just as you guys listen to this, it's just pretty fun interviewing your kids. And thank you for submitting questions, I guess. Thank you for submitting these questions and allowing us to share our children and how our families operate a little bit with you guys.
And I would just say, like, it can feel like everyday life is so ordinary, right? Like, you know, you just move from one thing to the next and you just think this is like your life and it's just normal to have kids. But it's actually, it's such an immense blessing, like, to have this very difficult job and to remember that your kids are your mission fields. You know, and you might have more than one mission field, and this mission field spills into the next mission field, but there's nothing ordinary about being a mother. It's such an amazing gift and blessing and very difficult, but very awesome thing. Like I always say, I can't imagine who I would be if I didn't have these kids. So I'm very thankful for all of you.
Yeah.
As you should.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you guys hear all his side comments, but there's a lot. He just said, as you should. So anyway. All right. Anything else, or is that it for us today?
No, it's good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for listening, you guys. As always, if you want to find us outside the podcast, you can find us on Instagram at Boom Clap Podcast. We would love it if you would leave a rating, a review, a comment. Maybe you have some snarky comments to make to Weston because he makes so many, like, just sitting here. You can write it on Spotify or YouTube or wherever. That's fine. He'll check it out and see what you have to say. But yeah, follow us, click the bell, and our podcast will show up for you every week. And if you want to follow us individually outside the podcast, I'm on Instagram at cecily.dickey or my website, thegracetogrow.com.
And you can find me at ritarogersco.com or Rita Rogers Co on Instagram. Thanks for listening.